Hi, I'm Filippo Voltaggio with this special edition of Life Changes with Filippo, where we are at the Life of the Conscious Life Expo, where I have a beautiful man sitting next to me, cracking me up, who I've known as Standing Elk, and now I know as Chief Golden Eagle. And before the end of this interview, I think I'm going to know him as something entirely different. Because the beauty of it is like he says about the world and the energy and all that, it keeps changing. And that's part of what we're going to be talking about today, along with his book. Let me try it. Maka Wikapi Wikohan.
Maka Wichakpe Wichoka.
Right. Nothing like I had said it, but it's not important whether you can say the title or not. What's important is the information within, and that's what we're going to talk about. Welcome.
Okay.
Hello, I should say. Before this interview is over, I'm gonna make sure I said this now. I enjoyed this interview.
Oh, we did?
Yes, we did.
We're done
I
now?
did. No, we're not done, but I'm just gonna say how I already know that I will have enjoyed this very much,
All right.
no matter what happens here. One of the things I really like about you is that you have this energy about you that almost says, it's all going to be okay. You can believe
Tell
this.
that to my wife.
Tell that to your wife. You can believe this, or you can believe that. You can believe what I'm saying. You could think the world is going to do this or that, but it's all going to be okay. Is that just a feeling I get, or do you actually have that?
Yeah, if you put it out there, in your intent and what you believe, it's going to be like that.
Okay.
And we're already told never to worry, because you can manifest what you worry about. Never worry, because there's nothing to worry about. Because in the end, you'll say, what did I put myself to that? Why did I put my heart to that? My mind, my body, my spirit. It's not worth worrying. Worrying not. Everything always turns out, no matter how you look at it.
Okay. So, but there are things obviously that you are saying that we could be doing in the meantime, hopefully while we're not worrying, that could help us have a better life or a better transition into something else. Like, for example, in the book you talk about DNA. What about the DNA are you suggesting? Actually, in your speech, in your talk, you talked about DNA.
Oh, you did?
What? I don't know if you were there, but actually, what I heard was that. So, what about our DNA? It's not what we think it is. We should think of it differently.
Well, I think what it boils down to is memory. Everybody's here to remember. They want to know why they're here,
Okay.
what they're supposed to be doing, where they're going. It's all about memory. It's all about who you are, your DNA makeup, everything. So people they're all gifted with remembering, but they choose on what subject matter they want to remember, which ones they're going to forget, and that will help them to direct them into the type of life that they want to live. So what this here is, it's called a divine plan by which one can live, but it's extracting DNA that was put there like 52,000 years ago when things worked, when things were in paradise, when things, the water molecules were so pure, everything, all the plants were at their pristine nature. So you have to get back to that, and you go through during that time that helps you to remember how things were at that time. So that's about the best time when man had his brightest moments as far as being in tune with all that ever was and all that ever is.
Are you saying we have to remember, we should remember, we need to, we could? Where along that spectrum?
Well, it's a free will. You could if you want to, and if you want to forget, that's up to you. But under the laws of equality, everybody has the gift to choose whatever it is that they want to remember.
And if we choose to remember, what will be different?
Well, the outcome would be either a beautiful life or a beautiful death. You know, however you want to do it. You could leave this earth sooner, or you could leave it later on. However you choose.
Okay. You hailed from, if I remember correctly, the Dakota, Lakota, and is it Nakota?
Yeah, it's all the same tribe, but it's just a different dialect. You know, the D, L, and N, the way
Okay.
that people speak. They say boy. Lakotas, they say Hokshila. The Dakotas, they say Hokshida.
Okay.
The Nakotas, Hokshina. So the D, L, N change in the language. So you know where each other's from, what clan you're from.
Okay, but it's all the same tribe.
Right.
Okay, and how is what that tribe say or know about what's happening in the world compare with what we understand that the Mayans are saying about the coming changes?
Well, the Mayans had all the codes, you know, and it took them a lot of years for the codes to come out of the jungle to come into what we call mainstream today. It took that many years from the time they were using them way back thousands of years ago for people to actually see what they are and actually learn about the codes. And them codes are coming to that point now where everybody's going to know about them, and that time is 2012. See? And then from that time on, there's some new codes that have to come in because the psyche of man has already been poisoned through the misinformation and misinterpretation of the Mayan codes, especially with the calendar. So the calendar for 500 years it was misinterpreted. So because of that misinterpretation, a lot of the authors, the present day authors, took that information from a lie, much like a Bible. Took that, and so they used it and they studied it and they made the prophecies of how they are today, which doesn't exist. You know, the way they're going to say that the world's going to end, blah blah blah. Forget it. It's the world's going to be here. You know, because you know nobody could predict the end of the world.
You know, it's interesting. I was thinking
They've
about
been doing that for how long? You know, and it hasn't happened. What did they do? They prophesized earthquakes over there in Appalachians, 8.5, 8.9 for the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 10th of October. And they come and ask me about it. I said, don't listen to that stuff, you know. If you listen about earthquakes, there's the prophecies about earthquakes has never happened. And when they did happen, they were never prophesied.
So I was thinking about the end of the world, quote unquote, and I thought, you know what? If we all really believed that the world was going to end in a year almost, is this what we would be doing? Because I'm thinking we wouldn't be trying to continue our life. We would be doing something else, I think, like spending more times with our family or something. Or
Yeah. Well, that's the illusion, is that creating an illusion out of illusion it's unnecessary, you know.
is necessary or
It's
not
necessary.
necessary?
It's just a waste of time, waste of thought, waste of energy because it doesn't exist. You know. So if people want the world to end, go ahead, let them think that way. But as a collective consciousness, it's not going to happen.
Okay. Okay.
You're not. Everybody in this room, they don't want the world to end. It's just obvious. Yeah, it's just obvious. No, it's not going to happen. There's going to be another beautiful day just like any other day. You know? Because the time codes have been misinterpreted so much that 2012 came and went.
Come again?
They came and went. When year 2000 came in, I asked the Spirit about that. They said, came and went. I said, according to how man takes care of time and how they generated time, according to the birth of Christ, is it accurate? I said, no.
So technically,
Technically, yeah.
it's
Came
we're
and went.
past it. Okay.
Came and went.
I feel
Yeah.
so much better.
We already went through 2012 about 60 years ago.
Okay. See, I didn't know you 6 years ago. Otherwise, we would be having a different conversation. And yet I don't. And though I feel like I know you now, it's funny how you like from one day to the next, like you said yesterday, tomorrow I'll be different. What do you
Yeah.
mean by that?
Well, every moment's different. Every moment's sacred. Everything that comes out of your mouth should be something that's probably should benefit humanity. You know, and benefit anybody that's around you as well. And so today we're looking and talking about Mayan, we're talking about prophecy. What we actually got to look at is the moon.
The moon.
The moon. The moon is moving away from the earth. That creates the gravitational stuff that creates the movement of water.
Right.
The emotional system. When the Spirit said, when the moon breaks in half, splits in half, there'll be no control over the water. So back in 1998, the March 8th, there was a prophets conference here, in this building. I was here.
Okay.
They sent me over here. And so what the Spirit said was that there'll be a fire coming from the sky that will affect the flesh of man.